In calculus, one of the first ideas you're ever introduced to is the idea of a limit, which is a pretty straightforward idea. There's just a few small details you need to make sure you get down to understand it. So, the limit is the value that a function approaches at a given point. And notice how we use the word approaches here for the function, and not necessarily a word like returns. Pay attention to this detail. So, with most functions, things are pretty straightforward. If you plug in a point into the function, that value is the same thing that the function gets close to at that point. There's no real difference or distinction. So in calculus, we would just say that the value of the function at a point like h here would be the same thing that it gets close to as x goes to h. But there are some exceptions, like this function right here. When x gets very close to 0, it approaches the value 1. But it can't quite ever reach 1 because if you plug in exactly 0 into this function, you're going to get 0 in the denominator, which means it's undefined. So you can't actually find the value at that point. So that's why we have the idea of a limit, because with functions like this one, it's important to make a distinction between the value that it gets close to and the value that it actually is exactly at that point.